Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, now that you know about if statements, what we're going to do now is something called nested if statements. So what is that? So sometimes when you run an if statement, you also need to check if another condition is true at the same time. So inside one if statement, you'll put another if statement, and that if statement that goes inside the first one is what we call a nested if statement. Okay, now that I probably confused you, let me just show you what I mean. So let's wipe out our code again here. And let's make two variables. We're going to make var first name, and we'll put that equal to Herbie. And we'll make last name equals Hancock. Okay, and something else I want to show you here, now that we're getting more into some more intermediate type things with JavaScript, and that you're probably, starting to pick up things pretty well. One thing you'll notice is the first thing I did was I put the beginning letter lowercase, and as soon as I did a second word, I put it capital. That is one standard way of making variables. You always put the first word, the letter of the first word first, and then everyone after that. So if I put first name, I don't know, today, the T would also be capitalized. So every word after the first one that would be capitalized. Something else you might see people do is do an underscore. That's also pretty popular. Okay, but for this one, we're just going to do that. And it's something that helps kind of with your code formatting. It makes it a little easier to read, and it's something I suggest that you do. But anyway, we have our two variables right here. Okay, so now if we want to do an if statement, we can do if first name. Actually, let's do last name. If last name equals Hancock, then what? Well, this could be something that you're writing to check multiple names, and maybe 2 or 3 different people have the last name Hancock, so you want to check the first name. So if the first name equals Herbie, then we're going to do document.write on this one. We'll just put, hey, it's Herbie. That's something else I want to show you at another point here, but actually I guess now's a good time to show you that. So you'll see when I put the apostrophe there, that's going to affect some things. You'll notice how the color changed here on the editor. It's because basically now what I did was I closed this. I opened it here and I closed it. So now it's messing everything up. So you need to do what's called escaping. So right before that, I'll put a backslash. Okay. So what that does is basically says the very next character after this backslash, show it on the screen, but ignore it in the code, because we don't want that affecting this code. So let me show you, if I don't have the backslash, what happens. Nothing happens. And if I go here, I go to the console, it'll tell me there's a syntax error. And the reason for that is because it's expecting that at the end because it thinks that I'm closing that. But if I hit backslash there, now I save it and I hit refresh, now it worked. Okay, so that's another very important thing that you'll come across if you're going to be using apostrophes inside that. Now, the caveat to that would be if I used double quotes, then having that single quote in there won't matter. Okay, so if you know you're going to be using an apostrophe, it might be better to just use double quotes. Okay, but let's kind of go over what we just did here. So we created two variables. The first variable was first name. The second variable was last name. So what we did was we checked if last name equaled Hancock, which it did. Then we wanted to also check what the first name was, because there might be multiple people with the same last name. So if first name equals Herbie, then what did we do? Then we just wrote, hey, it's Herbie. So that's a nested if statement. And of course, this inner one would be the nested one. Okay. So this will come in handy quite often as you do more and more programming. and this will also be something you can take with you to other programming languages. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.